Okay, good morning and thank you for taking the time to join our webinar. My name is Eran Barak and I'm TerraWorks CEO. Uh, TerraWorks is the leading partner of Okta in Israel with more than 100 customers. We provide end-to-end solution starting from the sales, implementation, professional services, and support. As we all know, the IAM has become a significant platform for the organization based on the cloud, presenting growing challenges to meet the evolving needs of the business. In this webinar, we will address those challenges, presenting Okta new solution. Together with me and my team, I'm pleased to host Mr. Muli Motola, the founder and the owner of TerraWorks, and information security expert, along with Mr. Mustafa Gaiz, solution engineer from Okta. Welcome, Mustafa. Mustafa will present the latest innovation of Okta, and in general, we will have also short time for discussion and questions. So I wish all of us an interesting webinar, and thank you again for joining. Muli, good morning.
Morning, everybody. Hi, Mustafa, and I'm happy to be here and to share some of the experience that I've been hearing during my latest travel, both to Octane and other conferences in the identity and access management arena. Maybe that can serve as and Mustafa will follow on with what Okta is doing in these specific areas. So I think that the major thing that we've seen in the market in the past year is mainly due to the fact that recent cyber attacks underscore the critical need for robust identity management systems, and the fact that at the moment most companies have a fragmented system, which is actually causing vulnerability and highlighting the fact that something needs to be changed in the architecture. Today, I want to discuss a bit of a new term that is being in the industry is called identity fabric. It's kind of a visionary approach that promises a more secure and unified identity landscape. And I want to break it down in a couple of minutes, just maybe for all of you to know this term and start thinking around building your plans toward this kind of a new visionary solution. So think about it as a central nervous system for your organizational identity, digital identities. Identity fabric, it's not a product, it's an architecture. And it's an approach, and it aims to unify various fragmented identity management components in your environment into a cohesive framework. The fact that a fragmented system is causing it's an actual increase in your attack surface, and it also creates inconsistency in measuring and securing your environment. And the fact that many aspects still are manual creates also problems in securing the system. And all in all, we also see visibility problems throughout the entire identity stack. So not only the industry is talking about it, but there are also evidence and researchers around identity fabric and the fact that defragmented environments are not working anymore. Two recent researchers, both from Forrester and Fonemon Labs, they actually indicate that the organizations that are lacking centralized identity fabric solution are more likely to suffer from data breaches, because those data breaches of today are actually aiming for the privileged accounts, for the admins of the systems, and by that bypassing entire stack of security measures that we used to put. So what is in fact the mean of implementing identity fabric? It's actually the move from distributed systems like access management or identity management and identity governance and privilege access management, all in all, and of course the multi-factor authentication system that we're using, to a single entity, which all those functions are acting as a unified system, working together seamlessly. Well, easy to say, how to implement. We all know that these kind of aspects are coming and going, but you guys need to deal with your IT stack. And so the question is, how are we doing that? I can say that there are two practical implementations that we can do at the moment for all of us. First of all, we need to make sure that our systems, IGA, PAM, IAM, identity management, MFA, are integrated correctly. So it might require a change of a system which does not comply with these capabilities. There are still vendors that are struggling moving to the transitioning from on-prem to cloud. But the ones that have done this process built the capabilities of integrating into other systems, allowing a more seamless experience. The second thing is providing holistic measures of securing and making sure that the resilience of this infrastructure is intact and throughout the entire identity stack. And for that, we also see newcomers from the industry of identity threat detect, which can comply with many distributed systems and bring a holistic view. And something that we're doing in my company, Accents, which is the identity resilience, which brings a more holistic way of providing business continuity and disaster recovery for identity management stack. To close this small pitch, I would say that having a unified system or an identity fabric can provide in the near future new values that you may never thought that it's possible to your environment. We all know that AI is everywhere, but actually when the systems are integrated, it's much easier to provide quality data from AI systems, and AI access management or AI-powered access management tools already exist in the market. A second and maybe the most important one that is being at the market at the moment introduced is what it's called decentralized identity, which means to bring the blockchain capabilities into the identity management market and providing a better verification and usage of your digital identity in throughout your life cycle of a person rather than a digital identity. And of course, all the biometric authentication, which can assist if you have both physical, virtual, all used by the same methods. So, as a summary, if I can summarize what's been said, so adopting the identity fabric architecture allow you guys and organizations in all sizes to create a more secure and effective identity management system to reduce the risk of being compromised and better manage the digital identity journey, providing a better experience for the end user. So having said that, I will gladly pass the torch to Mustafa to speak about some of Okta's great advancements in this aspect.
Okay,
Thank you.
Moli, thank you very much for your interesting conversation. Mustafa, welcome again. And
Good morning. Good morning, everyone.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Moli. Thank you, Eran, for the opening notes. Totally agree with what you said, and thank you for sharing all those insights. Today we will take a deep dive into the identity fabric and unified platform for identity. And we will look at how Okta can help you address this challenge. For those who don't know me, just to introduce myself in a few words, Okta, Mustafa Gayes, solutions engineer at Okta. Joined Okta 2 years and a half ago. I've been supporting the region almost since I joined, and we work closely with TerraWorks to help our customers in the region. So just to get started, I have a quick opening video that I would like to play, just to make sure we're all waking up and ready to consume the content. So let's trust the video and we catch up just after that.
Gon' get on up, gon' get it. Ooh, yeah. I gotta get up, and keep moving. Oh, yeah. Take a moment, baby, don't lose it. I don't care what the next one say. I'm feeling myself, baby, it's my day. Like, ooh, I know you see it. Holla if you hear me. You know the feeling, yeah, I know the feeling. I be clocked.
Okay, so just a quick intro video. As I mentioned today, we'll talk a little bit more about how we provide a unified platform at Okta. Here is the safe harbor. I think you're familiar with this kind of legal wording. Feel free to take a screenshot and read it if you have spare time. Otherwise, we'll just skip it and jump right into it. So let's start with a quick Okta presentation. I will give you an overview. I think most of you um, have already heard of Okta, but for those who don't know Okta, we are actually the world's identity company, meaning that we are the leader in the identity space. The company was founded in 2009. We basically created SaaS for identity. Today, we have more than 18,000 customers. We've been named leaders by Gartner 6 years in a row, and we have more than 6,000 employees working at Okta. So you can see some of our offices around the globe. As you can see, we have a global team supporting our customers. In terms of customers, we're also supporting some of the biggest brands in the world. Also, a ton of customers in Israel. So yeah, Okta is a pretty global organization, and we have all the knowledge and skills to help you solve your challenges. From a product perspective, we have two clouds, actually. We have two platforms. We have Customer Identity Cloud and Workforce Identity Cloud. Today, we will focus on Workforce Identity Cloud. So this is the solution that you can use to provide secure access to your employees, partners, contractors, basically staff and extended workforce. Customer identity is kind of out of scope for today, but if you have any challenges, if you're facing any challenges around how do I provide secure access for my consumers? How do I enable single sign-on across all my customer portals and how do I provide this unified experience across the board for my customers? That's something we can help you with, but it's a different topic. So feel free to come back to the TerraWorks team or Okta team, and we'll be more than happy to have this discussion. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the company overview and the platform overview. As we said, today we really want to focus on identity fragmentation and why is it a huge problem for most of the organizations. The idea is pretty simple, right? When you think about it, identity starts simple, okay? We all understand it. You start a new company, or you just create a new entity, and everything is smooth. Yeah, you only have like a small set of users, and those users need to access your resources. So you provision access, everybody's happy or good. The issue is, as the organization grow or as you acquire more entities, everything get just more complicated, right? Identity becomes very complex, and you end up with this, I like to call it this huge spaghetti bowl of relationships between objects, of business roles and permissions. And your team is basically struggling to automate all the identity processes, and trying to provide secure access to all the resources becomes a huge challenge. So I think we all understand this issue. We have a ton of user groups that we need to address. I already mentioned contractors, employees, but of course you have business partners as well. And then you have all the resources, right? So it used to be kind of just a couple of apps or maybe some solutions on-prem. Now it's cloud apps that you need to consume. It's on-prem apps that you're building. It's your infrastructure that can be hosted on-prem in the cloud. We need to handle this complexity. And not only that, and this is what we hear from our customers, they are facing the identity challenge, but they are also under a lot of pressure, right? You're as a business, you need to do more with less, basically. You need to provide more value um, to your customers. You need to enhance your security posture. You need to improve employee productivity. But those are very difficult tasks, and you're not necessarily get more resources to address all those challenges. And of course, you have the attackers. Also something we see a lot. We see that the attack patterns are evolving. Molly shared some insights on that. The attacks are having an even bigger impact now. Being breached can have a massive impact on your business, and attackers are just targeting your organization every day. So now that we understand, some of the challenges, let's look at how identity is solved today. So today, if we look at the reality, how it is done today, and again, I'm not saying that this is how it should be done, we see that customers and organizations are solving identity in silos. What does that mean? Basically, you're running a solution for your SaaS app, okay? Maybe you're using like a cloud identity provider. Think of Google Workspace, Microsoft Azure AD. and you're thinking, hey, let us plug the SaaS apps into this system. Cool, one solution. Then you have the on-prem systems, and you're like, oh, Azure AD and Google and all the other cloud providers, all those cloud solutions, they are not solving for my on-prem directories. They cannot help me secure the databases. They cannot help me secure AD. They cannot help me secure those on-prem solutions. So what do? I need to spin up another solution, one more solution. So maybe you start to create some scripts to manage the on-prem directories, or you find like a tactical solution that will only solve for this problem, and you move to the rest. What is the rest? What else do you need to secure? Of course, you have very sensitive resources, so you need to add an identity governance layer. We mentioned business roles. We mentioned account provisioning, access reviews. How do you do that? You need a solution for identity governance. And you might go with best of breed kind of legacy identity governance that we've heard of before. So maybe you go with something like, I don't know, SailPoint, because you think, yeah, they are the legacy solution in this space. What could possibly go wrong? And for PAM, there is a similar thinking, or at least until now, it used to be like, okay, let's go with legacy PAM, and we'll be done with it. The issue is that at the end of the day, you end up with 2, 3, maybe 4 different solutions to solve for identity. And this is not an acceptable approach. Why? Because you're opening security gaps. Okay. As we mentioned, identity is all about security. Okay. And there is no point deploying 3 different solutions if you're just opening security gaps, even more security gaps. What do I mean by security gaps? Basically, if you have 3 different solutions, 3 different platforms, it means 3 times the effort to maintain those platforms, to audit those platforms, and to configure them. Okay. And unless you decide to stretch your team beyond the limit, it's very difficult to maintain so many identity solutions. Even if you manage to maintain all of them, it's a huge amount of time and effort spent on that task, instead of working on maybe more valuable projects. And of course, it's costly. Let's be honest. If you have 3 different vendors with 3 different um, 3 different platforms, you need to maintain multiple contracts, and you're not able to consolidate the cost until under a single contract. That also can be a huge challenge. So I've just described how it is done today. Let's look at how it should be done. With Okta Unified Platform, we actually provide a single unified identity platform that can address all your identity use cases. So Okta, I know that we are very known for access management. People know us, for single sign-on, MFA. But the reality is, Okta is not an access management solution. We are an identity solution. And we are the only vendor on the market today that can provide leading edge products for access management, governance, and PAM. Okay, so just to really make things clear, with Okta, it's one platform, one vendor, everything identity. Okay. And if you look at the benefits, security, now you have one platform that you configure once, and all you do is looking at that at this platform. So it's way easier to meet the security best practices with this approach. Then you have IT efficiency. Okay, as I said, one platform, meaning that you get synergies, a ton of synergies between the product, and you'll spend less time, less effort configuring your identity product. And of course, productivity, it's increased productivity for your employees and for your IT admins. Because let's be honest, the last thing you want as an employee is to access two different solutions or three different solutions just to solve for identity. Okay. As an end user, I don't want to go to a specific solution to submit access requests, then go to a different product for a different portal for single sign-on access, and then maybe a third portal for PAM access. It's just a nightmare. It's asking too much from the employees. Here, we can provide them with a streamlined experience where they just get used to Okta and they know that Okta is the go-to place for everything identity. It's not just only Mustafa from Okta telling you that, or Muli or Aaron. It's actually a global trend. As Muli mentioned, this is something that analysts have noticed, and they are trying to make, they are starting to make stronger claims around Converse platform. At Okta, identity is all we do. And if we look at the data, if we look at what the customer says, it's really clear. This is the future. So the good news is it's not too late. It's still time to hop on the train and catch the unified platform revolution. Okay, so as I said, Okta Unified Platform, it's really three pillars. I mentioned governance, access management, and PAM. I know that PAM is probably top of mind for a lot of you. If this is true, please feel free to post in the chat. I'm curious to know what PAM challenges you're facing today. But we'll spend the rest of the presentation discussing PAM and delivering a live demo. So let's zoom in. What is PAM? So basically, PAM is the kind of solutions you need to prevent data breaches. Why? Because most of the attacks that we see today, at some point, they use privileged access. Okay, so here you can see, you can look at some of the statistics that that we got from the field. Basically, it's all about privileged accounts. It's all about server access. Okay, if you want to limit, if you want to reduce your surface of attack, if you want to reduce the impact of a possible attack, the one of the most efficient way to do it is to deploy a PAM solution. But you might think, wait, what's the difference between PAM and access management? Why do we need the P? Why do we need the privileged in privileged access? Really, those are two very different words. Okay, there are two separate spaces. Access management you're addressing your employee needs. And for PAM, you're looking at critical resources mostly. So we are trying to provide secure access to your most sensitive secrets, to your databases, to your servers, to your cloud infrastructure. Those are critical assets, and we cannot treat them as usual access. Then we have the people that are accessing. This is not your regular staff. This is not your employees, your HR team, your um, sales team. Here we are looking at power users. We are looking at IT admins, DevOps team, and they have very different needs. With Okta Privileged Access, we provide a set of key capabilities that can help you address PAM. And without going too deep into each capability, I will just jump to a live demo to actually show you the product in action. Okay, so moving to the demo, you can see here that I have an Okta end user dashboard. I'm already logged in as Randy, okay? And something you need to know about Randy, he's actually a member of my IT team. So he should have access to some servers. How do we access those servers with Okta? So here you can see that I have a client installed on my laptop. This client is running in the background. And as an end user, I can just click login to get started. So this is basically the first thing you would do when you arrive at the office in the morning. You can see here that I'm prompt for enrolling my client. I'm okay with that. Of course, this is me. I want to use this client. So I would just click approve. Okay, happy, I'm in. So now the client is logged in and I'm ready to go. What would be the next step? Think about it. You're an IT admin, you want to go to the terminal. So, okay, let's open the terminal. I would just zoom in, make sure everybody can see. And here I have a couple of key commands to log in. First, I would type in SFT login. This is how you start a new PAM session. You can see that I've just logged in 1 minute ago, and now I have a session for 10 hours straight. Okay. Here I have the green dot. That means I'm logged in, I'm good to go. Next step, I can look at the pre-assigned servers. Okay. Let's say all the servers that I should be able to access. Here, I just type in another command, and you can see that there are 3 servers that I can access. Let's keep moving. Let's try to SSH one of those servers. I will type in SFT SSH and the name of the server. And you will see that Okta will prompt me with 2 options. So if you read the prompt, really what we are saying here is there are 2 methods to access this machine. I can go with SSH, okay, using my individual account, or I can go with a privileged account, Ubuntu. So Ubuntu is the default admin account running on this server. It's the kind of account that you get when you spin up a new machine in AWS or Google or Azure, for example. And you can think of this account as the root account. Okay, so let's start simple. I just want to access the machine with my individual account. So I will type in 1, and I will be automatically signed in. That's it. I'm actually inside the Linux server now. I can double check, but I'm currently using Randy's account. Okay, so I'm using the individual account. And this is what we call just-in-time access for infrastructure. So with Okta, you're able to provision accounts automatically to access the machines. As an IT admin, I know nothing about this account. Nobody created this account for me manually. I don't know the password. So if I try to get more permissions and turn into root access, I'll be prompt for password, but as I said, I know nothing about this account. So I cannot put the password here. I can use this access to do some non-sensitive actions, but sudo is not available. Okay. This is good. Let me close this one. So here, you've seen, you looked at this new client. The cool thing is you can also go to the web page and you will have access to this portal where you can look at all the servers that are assigned. And you can also connect the servers directly from here. So you see when I click connect, the terminal kicks in. And now I'm prompt with the same two options, but this time I can say, okay, I need Ubuntu. But you can see that Ubuntu is a little bit different because there is approval here. What does that mean? Let's try. I just type into, and you will see that actually I will be able to sign in after the access request is approved. What access request? So here there is a request ID, but what are we talking about? So basically what we are saying is, if you're trying to get very privileged access, Okta will prompt you for extra approval. Here, if I go to the access request status, it will take me to the access request portal, and you will see that I have some access requests here, and I've just created a new access request. Okay, I can open the access request, and here I can see more details. I can look at the assignees. Those are the approvers. There is also a chat. If I want to provide more information, I can say, please give me access. The audience is waiting. We don't want you guys to wait. So I can post to this chat app, and this will be sent automatically to the approver. So here I have the approver view. It's the same access portal. If I refresh, I should see the new requests coming from Randy. And here I can see that Randy is trying to access this server. If I double click, I will find more information. I can see that I need to approve. I can read the extra piece of information that Randy provided, and now I can just go ahead and approve. Now that the access is approved, if Randy tries to sign in one more time, so let's kill this. And if we go back to the privileged access view, you can see that there is something different now. Can you notice it? What is it? You can see that the approval is actually marked here as checked, meaning that the access request has been approved, and now I'm ready to go. So I just type in 2, and this time I will access the server, but I will access with Ubuntu root account. And if I go sudo, you could see that like I can actually get root access. Okay. So if we go back to the key capabilities, you can see that this is your access request for privileged account. We are able to protect the most sensitive accounts with escalation requests. Another cool feature that people like is MFA for protecting RDP access or SSH access. What do I mean? First, I forgot to mention it, but of course, Okta can secure access to RDP sessions, but SSH sessions as well. So here I can basically do the same thing with RDP. I just select the account. I want to access a Windows server as Randy. Let me close the SSH thing. I just want to access the server. You can see that I click connect. My RDP client will kick in. We also support the default MSTC client. Okay, if you're running a Windows laptop. And you can see here that I can use OctaPAM to access the server with an individual account. Okay, so the session is just opening, as you can see. And if I go here, you will see that I'm currently using Randy's account. Okay, let's go here. And you can see that we are using Randy's account. Okay. We can also protect the sessions with MFA. So if I try again, but this time I select the admin account, you can see that the admin account will be protected with MFA. So I just select this access, and now you can see that Okta is prompting me with MFA. So I need to provide MFA before the RDP session starts. You know, the RDP session is not starting here. Only when I provide MFA, so only when the MFA is completed, I can access the server because now the session will start automatically, and I will get access to the admin account this time. So it was pretty quick, but you can see that the look and feel is different now. Why? Because we are accessing with admin access. So it's a different story. It's a very sensitive access. Okay. And as you can see, this machine is hosted in the cloud. That shows you that we can also secure your cloud infrastructure as well as your on-prem infrastructure. So this is access request for privileged accounts. Another feature that I would like to show you real quick before we move to the Q&A is the secure vault and the secret management. Okay, so here as an end user, you will see that I have access to some secrets. So this user doesn't have access to the secrets, but let's go to a member of the DevOps team. So here we'll go with a different end user. You can think of this user as a developer. Basically, he needs to access SSH keys. He needs to access, a lot of very sensitive secrets. He can go to the privileged access portal. Okay. It's the same view as Randy, but this user actually he has access to the secrets. Okay. So here you can see that I have some DevOps secrets. I have the Terraform folder, and here within the Terraform folder, I have some information. It's hidden. Right now it's hidden information, but I can click reveal secret. These are the permissions that I will get. Okay, so I will be able to see the folder, create secrets, manage secrets. All I need to do is click proceed. And you can see that because this is very sensitive access, we actually protect the folder, and there is an access request. So the access request has been sent to the approver. I should receive an email as well with the details. So if you think like, how do I monitor those access requests? Actually, we also send all the notifications by email. But here we will just go to the same approver. You will see that there is a new access request here because this user want to access DevOps. All we need to do is approve. And now, um, the admin should be able to access. Let's go here. So if we go back to the, secret page. Oh, sorry, this one. You'll see that I can actually reveal the value. So I have some API keys and I can see the value. So this is some secret management that we can offer. Also one of our key capabilities, okay? We can store your secrets and we can manage the secrets. So we can rotate the passwords, we can manage your sensitive accounts, we rotate the passwords, we make sure that when the passwords are expired, a new one is created. This is the kind of features we can provide. We jump to the questions in 1 minute. Just before that, there is one more feature I would like to show you. It's basically session recording. So here I have a demo video that I would play really quick. It's basically our session recording capabilities. Here you can see on this side that we are starting an SSH session. We've just started the connection. Here you can see that we are running some actions. This will generate a new session recording file. You can see here that a file has been generated. But from an admin perspective, you can go to Okta and you will see that a new entry has been created for this session. And now you can play the video and you can see the actions that have been taken by the admin. So this is exactly what the admin has done during the session. We also have keystroke recording. So it's basically a text file. If you want to play the file and search for specific commands, you can do it. Here we are just accessing a Windows server, creating a new RDP session. Basically, same thing. We are just taking a couple of actions. We will create a new file, a new folder, just for test purposes. And then we will sign out. And you will see that a new entry would be created under RDP recordings. And you can play the video to see exactly the actions that have been taken during the session. Okay. So here, this is exactly what the admin did, creating a new folder, blah, blah, blah. Very simple. Okay. So if we go back to the presentation, this is basically your session recording capabilities. Also one of the key capabilities. If you're wondering, what can we do with PAM? What is on the roadmap? We are bringing a ton of capabilities. We are expanding on PAM really quickly. As you can see, we already have a ton of built-in capabilities, but we are doubling down. We're expanding on that. And this is just a sneak peek of what we are bringing to the table, or what we will bring to the table in a very near future. Of course, you understand the benefit, reduce the risk for your admin access, secure the connections to the servers, compliance, and of course, user experience. You've seen the live demo from an end user perspective. It's really easy to use, no crazy infrastructure to maintain, no weird configurations. It's easy to set up, easy to use. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the PAM demo. Just as a reminder, PAM is one of the 3 pillars, but of course, you can deploy more Okta capabilities if you need, and then you'll get those synergies between the products. I see that we have some live questions. Feel free to add more questions to the Q&A tab in Zoom. First question is, can this PAM record sessions or take snapshots of user behaviors? So the answer is yes. We've looked at um, the demo video. We do session recording for SSH and RDP. For SSH, we store all the actions in a text format, so you can replay the sessions. And for RDP, it's a pixelized session recording video. Another question is, does PAM support access to Google Kubernetes engine? So the answer is yes. We can integrate with your CI/CD tools and your infrastructure as a code tools. So the answer is yes. And actually, you can have pre-configured enrollment for your servers. Okay, so what I mean is when you have an elastic infrastructure, so you need to spin up new servers, remote servers on the fly, you can add Okta to your server deployment tasks, and your server will be automatically enrolled when it's created, and your admins will get access. By the way, we don't need to expose SSH ports and RDP ports to the web, okay? You can use custom ports if you want to, okay? So that can also help you reduce the surface of attack. And also, we don't have any SSH keys, okay? You've seen it during the demo. As an admin, I don't have any password, I don't have any SSH keys. I'd access everything from Okta. So again, that means less work for your IT admins and better security. Is the session record support GKE? I'm not totally familiar with GKE. I will need to follow up on this one. Maybe if you can expand on that. So I guess it's Google Kubernetes engine. So it's pretty much the same answer. We can integrate with your CI/CD. Next question: Can we search within the video recordings? You can search through the SSH recordings quite easily. As I said, it's just a text format, and you can also use Okta to automate the search. So I would double check on Google Kubernetes just to be 100% sure. But in my understanding, the fact that it is a package offering on the Google side should not impact the integration. Feel free if you have any other questions. From a cloud provider perspective, we support all of them as well, at least the main ones. So we do support Google, AWS, Azure. We also have entitlement management. So you can actually connect Okta to your AWS subscription, and Okta will automatically discover all the existing entitlements for your admins. So we can help you gain visibility into how your admins access the servers today. Okay. So yeah, it's one of the key capabilities. Feel free to go back to the team if you want to learn more about entitlement management, about PAN, or about Okta in general.
Mustafa, thank you very, very much for your interesting presentation and demo. It was very professional, and we are looking forward to to meet you again in our next webinar. Thank you everyone for taking the time with us, and feel free to call us for here in TerraWorks team for every question needed. Thank you again, and have a nice day. Bye bye. Thank you. Bye bye.